Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Emma Louise, aka Emmy Lou. That's what my friends and family like to call me. And welcome to my brand new YouTube channel, Anxiety Awakening. So this channel is dedicated to those who suffer in silence still. Anxiety, depression, panic disorder. And I know that throughout the last few years, people are talking about the invisible illnesses more and more, but I know a lot of people still suffer in silence and struggle with day-to-day life because they suffer with attacks, negative thoughts, overthinking, sleep issues. It's all entwined. So I've been through a lot of this stuff myself, and I just basically wanted to share my story on what I went through, what it was like for me, negative things that happened to me because of the stuff I was dealing with, how I started to eliminate things from my life in order to heal, and the spiritual practices that I did and that I still do now on a daily basis that have helped me overcome anxiety, panic disorder, depression and sleep issues, and so on and so forth. So welcome to my channel. This is my first ever video, and I will get on with introducing myself a little bit to you guys. So my name is Emma Louise, aka Emmy Lou. That's what my friends and family like to call me. My nanny actually gave me that nickname when I was a baby, and it stuck. And that's what all my social media is, Emmy Lou, Emmy Lou, Emmy Lou. Even though I don't use social media that much at the moment, I just want to concentrate on this channel and reaching out to people on this channel. So I am 42. I am 43 this year in December, Sagittarius baby. And I live in a little coastal town in North Liverpool, UK. I'm single, I've got no kids, single by choice. I've been single for years, looking on 5 years now, all by choice. And I have a little dog, and she is my world. She's 11. I've had her since she was 8 weeks old. She is just the cutest little thing ever. If you like dogs, I'm sure you'll meet her on another video. She is just over there sitting on the couch actually while I record as my support. So basically, from a young age I suffered with panic attacks, and I can remember my first ever one. In fact, it probably wasn't my first ever one, but it's the first one I actually remember, and I was around 12. And I suffered a lot with these growing up. To the point that they terrified me. The symptoms were awful. So anyway, to cut a long story short, because I only want to keep this first video like 10-15 minutes long. To cut a long story short, I was a bit of a rebel teenager. I had a great childhood, by the way. Amazing childhood, amazing family. Used to go on a lot of trips. Nothing from my childhood in any way, shape or form contributed to this. But when I was a teenager, I started getting into the wrong things. I was hanging around with the wrong people. I was very emotionally distressed. So anyway, these panic attacks started coming thick and fast. And it wasn't until I was in my early 20s and I fell into a relationship that was very, very toxic, and it wasn't the first one either. To cut a long story short again, I had 3 toxic relationships over the course of say 10 years. So during my 20s I started suffering with severe panic attacks, and I mean severe, to the point where it affected my day-to-day life, my work, my jobs, my friendships, my relationships with family, peers. I started being frightened all the time. I started relying on things to help me, i.e. alcohol, pharmaceuticals, over-the-counter medications. And throughout these bad years, should I say, I mean, I had a lot of good times within those years too, but throughout these bad years, my life nearly fell to pieces on more than one occasion because of these attacks, which were absolutely horrendous. And I mean, frightening beyond belief. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I would not wish them on anybody. So like I said before, it affected, you know, jobs, family, relationships, friendships, the ability to think straight, the ability to make good decisions, the ability to have respect for myself, the ability to flourish and enjoy life. They were just awful. I mean, I just can't describe, well, I will describe to you in another video, a typical one for me. But this is just a roundabout, you know, explanation and introduction of me. So anyway, I was diagnosed at the doctor. I remember sitting in front of the doctor and I was crying, and I mean sobbing my heart out, breathless, couldn't get words out, and I was basically diagnosed with acute panic disorder and depression. And the doctor said to me, you know, you've got no other option right now, you need to go on these medications, this will help you. If I knew what I knew now, back then, I wouldn't have gone near them. But that's my personal choice and my personal opinion. No way I would try and give health advice to anyone. I just want to share my story and what has worked for me throughout this journey on this YouTube channel. So, I came away from the doctors that day. I had one type of medication, one dosage, and I started on them. They made everything 10 times worse. The attacks were coming thicker, faster, more strong, to the point where I couldn't control them. I just couldn't control them anymore. They were horrendous. At one point I was having like 20 odd panic attacks a day, which is, it's just debilitating. Life is just not life when you have got these hanging over your head and sitting on your shoulder, and these are ruling you and ruling everything about your life. So I said to the doctor, these aren't working, I need to go on something else. So he put me on something else. They made me feel drugged up, they made me feel spaced out, I put on lots of weight, I had really bad symptoms, sweating, clenching of the jaw, you know, the symptoms of the side effects were not pretty. And I also was still getting panic attacks. So I was like, what the hell's going on? So, because another long story short, 6 years went by and I was on a high dose of these antidepressants for panic disorder and depression, and I didn't feel any better. I didn't feel any better at all. I was still making bad decisions. I was still in toxic relationships. I was still hanging around with the wrong people. I was still using alcohol as a crutch whenever I felt panicky. And I just thought, this is shit. This is not what life's about. So that's when I started on a journey of spiritual development, self-awareness, and basically self-healing, should I say. So I started on this journey probably about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. And to be honest with you, I have come on leaps, bounds. I feel better than ever. I've come off all my medication. I don't really have panic attacks anymore. I suffered with insomnia a lot over the years as well. So I don't have insomnia that much anymore. Now and again it'll creep in, but I know why. Because of the work I've done. I know why the insomnia happens now, so I can quite easily fix that. So yeah, I know a lot of people still suffer and they don't know where to turn and they don't know what to do. So I just wanted to create this channel as a safe space for people to come, listen to my story, share their own story, and we can be a beacon of light for each other and hold each other in the space and hopefully heal together. That is my main goal and purpose for this YouTube channel, is to basically help others. And you know, people don't have to suffer in silence anymore, because I know how hard it can be, and I know how lonely a place it can be, and I know how frightening it can feel, and I know that life can go to shit because of these panic attacks or anxiety attacks or whatever you want to call them. Life can go to complete and utter crap. So I want to share what I've been able to do to help me get over this invisible illness and deal with it on a day-to-day basis. I want to share exactly how I have come to know myself so well that I have been able to heal from the inside, mentally, physically, so that it doesn't project anymore. I want to share how I have been able to eliminate things from my life for the greater good, how I've brought things in to my life for the greater good, and basically, and hopefully, help you all and help you guys, because at the end of the day, that's all I want to do. And I believe that when you have a negative experience, and such a negative one that it can impact your life in such a massive fashion, then I believe that you should, if you are, you know, triumphant enough to come through it. Some people aren't, bless them. Like, some people will never ever recover and will get worse, or they'll just stay the same, or they'll just accept that this is what they are, that this is what they have to put up with for the rest of their lives. And it's not. You do not have to put up with this way of being. You do not have to put up with this way of feeling. You do not have to put up with being frightened every day. You do not have to put up with it. You just don't. And this is the reason why I wanted to create this safe space for everybody. So, yeah, I mean, I could go on forever, but it really affected my life in such a way that I nearly lost my life on a few occasions, physically as well as mentally. So yeah, so welcome to the channel, Anxiety Awakening. So that's about me in a nutshell. I'll dive deeper into everything along this journey, and I promise to be honest, I promise to be open, and I promise to answer any questions, and I promise to be there for everybody who wants to come along and share in this space. That is my end goal with this channel, is to create a community of empowered human beings who can really come out of themselves and own themselves and be proud of who they are, and proud of their scars, and proud of their past and what they've learned from it. Because the biggest thing for me throughout my whole journey was self-awareness and getting to know me, and forgetting about the outside world, forgetting about the past, forgetting about any trauma, forgetting about bad decisions, and just remembering who I really am and stepping into my power. And that's what I want for everyone who joins this channel or watches these videos. And I am totally sincere when I say everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to feel free from panic and anxiety. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all soon.